Okay, so the entries close on Saturday the 1st of February. I must say that to anyone who's even giving it a thought, that you have to get organised. It's now January, obviously it's heading down into January. So this year we've got all the old favourites and we have added, we've added Anything Goes.
Right. What does that entail? I mean, I suppose it
was the brainchild of Katie Lawrence, and it started with a Facebook discussion, as so many things do, but it wasn't all that long before it actually became an established class where you can put in anything you like, but on the theme of Africa this year, although we will be changing the theme in future years. So my idea is ABBA for another year, but Africa it is this year, and anything on the theme of Africa at all, music, dance, drama. The class will be held in the Royal Hall. We're hoping it'll be really successful and a fantastic night of entertainment. It won't actually be adjudicated, as in with a winner and a second place, because we felt it was too difficult to mark a dance piece against a music piece or a choir piece, but an adjudication will be given.
So people will get feedback, I suppose.
Feedback, yes, definitely. And we're hoping it'll just give it a lovely atmosphere and a great night to get the Guild going.
Is this one of those classes then, it's almost just as important for the audience enjoyment as it is for the acts themselves?
Yes, and we've always said that about every class at the Guild. It's our aim to have a good audience, because good audience is, it gives it atmosphere, it gives it a purpose, you feel like you're performing to a crowd rather than just an empty hall. It makes you work harder, be more motivated, try harder. And yes, we always want audience numbers at the Guild, more than the winning is not that important.
So what other new classes are we expecting this year?
So we have also a new group ballet class. In fact, I can say that dance was reintroduced to the Guild about 4 years ago in its entirety. And of course, the festival is the Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival. But the dance, we've had country dancing, but the dance has always been a more minor part compared to the singing and to the music and even to the drama. So we've now almost got an entire day devoted to dance, which is wonderful. And to go along, and I'm not a dancer at all, but to see how disciplined the children are and how much work they've put in and how stunning they look with their hair and makeup and their clothing and costumes. It's such a fantastic occasion, and I can see that becoming a bigger part of the Guild than it is now, more time being allowed for it. So each year we have been adding different dance classes to the Guild, with this one being a new group ballet. What we also have under the slight genre of drama and dance is mime. Now, we were having a short meeting, a few of us, and we had syllabuses which had come from other festivals in the UK, and we were flicking through and chatting about how they did things over on the adjacent aisle, and we saw mime. And we were very excited and thought it was something that we really would be nice to be introduced into our festival. So that's brand new for this year.
I'm not sure I can imagine that transpiring too well over broadcast.
Well, this is true, yes. And Judith Lay always says, I bring you as much as I can, but I can't bring you the dance. And of course, the mime is another one that won't be able to be broadcast on Manx Radio, albeit I'm sure she will be able to give a good description of what happened. But it's another excuse for people to come down and watch and help us get this going. There's 2 classes. There's the solo or group mime up to year 8, and it's a 5-minute time limit, and there's a choice of 2 themes, the TT races or seaside life, and then there's the adult solo or group mime, which is a subject's Manx life or recycling plastics, and that's a time limit of 5 minutes as well, and you can have a group up to 8 people.
So you could get really creative with these kind of things, can't you?
And you can also have backing tracks if you like. So I know people are already entering and already sort of getting their ideas together. So yeah, it gives great scope.
One thing as well, I suppose, that the Manx Music Festival and Dance and Speech Festival does, it's another kind of accolade, isn't it? To take part, if you're a musician or dancer or even a public speaker in some way, a singer, there's lots of grades you can do lots of things in school, but this is something quite unique to the island that you can say, I've taken part, even if you haven't won.
Yes, absolutely, and it's now going to be 128 years old. So there's so many people who maybe they're not in any industry now where they need to use any of their skills, but they say that the things that they learn in the guild and their preparation for the guild has given them a good foundation for their life. I mean, everybody has to at some point attend a job interview or an audition or give a presentation. So if you're used to standing up even in front of a small crowd and performing, this must give you the confidence and help you along the way. So when you see small children go up, you think you might never do anything again, but something will be in there, something will have gone in.
One of the newer classes as well to have come up in recent years is the comedy classes. And I must talk about this because you yourself have gone through the turmoil of giving it a go. Tell us a bit about them.
So stand-up comedy was introduced in 2019 and it was in the Promenade Suite. We had a full room, so you can imagine how absolutely fantastic it was. And we're going to obviously do that again this year, and we're hoping that it'll be even bigger and we can build on what we did last year. It's very hard to get a new class going because you're not sure how it's going to go. You're not sure how many people are going to attend. We obviously stipulate it's got to be family friendly. So it's not a dark comedy club type atmosphere, but whether we'll dim the lights and do that this year to give it more of a comedy club feel, it's possible. But it was absolutely great. And I was first up due to number one not arriving. I was meant to be number two. So I got the evening going, and there was some topical material that I used at the time. And then, of course, Graham Crowe was the overall winner. And he actually, from it, there's been some spin-off for him. He has been asked to do stand-up comedy at various concerts and events around the island. And it's been good. And I saw him last Sunday night, and it's been going down very, very well.
It's interesting as well because, of course, as one of the newer classes, the Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival is really well known because there's a huge brass brass community on the island. There's huge music and dance. Is comedy an area which you think is burgeoning now on the island?
I think that we've been constantly looking to change with the times with the Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival. It's called the Guild. We call it the Guild, really. We've given it a very long title there. But I think we're always looking to see what will appeal to people and what will appeal to audiences. And certainly stand-up comedy brought in a different crowd. Well, we've done our job if we've brought in different people.
And of course, it's a chance to see some comedy fairly unique because you can you can pick fun at the island as opposed to looking at comedians who are worldwide famous that wouldn't necessarily know what's going on with our local politics or something like that.
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, topical material, you're sort of writing it up until the last minute. And you don't have to put a script in advance. You just can see how it's going on the night. You can tweak it up until the last minute. And then you can, maybe adapt to your audience as you're going along. And yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity to put in all sorts of fun material about the island or the UK or the position that we're in, or the traditional old jokes as well. They always go down well.
There's a boat in the morning, that sort of thing.
Yes, yeah.
Well, of course, as you said, you've got to be quite quick if you are interested in any of the classes. We've talked a lot about the new ones, but of course, all the traditional ones are still there too. So if anyone is interested, what do they do?
So there's a syllabus. It's online. So it's Manx Music Festival website. And then also there's a syllabus which is available at loads of garages, newsagents, shops around the island. Message me on Facebook or on email, zoecannell@hotmail.com if you wanted to get a syllabus and you didn't know where. But it's quite easy. Morrison photographs loads of places around the island where you can pick up a syllabus, and it's quite easy to follow. You can enter online these days as well. We're constantly evolving the Guild, trying to bring it in line with 21st century. And you can look through. We've got our contents at the front so you can see which classes are available, see what you fancy. We always love it when someone new enters the Guild who we haven't seen before, and we're always as positive and encouraging as we can be towards them. So never be frightened to just give something a try. And like you've already said, it doesn't matter about winning. It's just giving you that confidence and being part of a wonderful organisation and a festival which has been going for over 100 years.